हा अभ्यासासाठी घेतलेला आहे, मी अभ्यास करतोय. जर तुम्हाला देणार नसशील ना तर मी ह्याच्यावर तुझे कार्टून बिटून काही लावून देणार नाही. तुला फक्त आणि फक्त अभ्यास करायला लावणार याच्यावर मी. थोड्या वेळेसाठी दे बोलतोय ते नाही
Very good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Okay, great. So, how are you doing, guys? You can write your answer in the chat box. Okay.
Hey, amma kila rangi chocolate ante. Mokan.
Great. So, first of all, thank you very much for joining today. Well, this webinar is on data science applications that we have to perform the EDA. Okay. So we have many persons who still join. Okay. Meanwhile, others are joining. Can you please help me with your location? And if you can write your city name in the chat box. New Delhi, Chennai, Delhi, Warangal. Okay. Karishma Nagar is a place. First time I have heard of it. Tirupati. Okay. Alwar, Kolhapur, Indonesia, Sri Lanka also. Okay. Navi Mumbai, Malaysia. Okay. Nizamabad, Ludhiana. Chomu. Chomu is in Himachal. Okay, so we have many participants from different near Delhi or near Jaipur, Chomu. Okay, got it. So yeah, we can see like it's in South India also and North India also. So we have mix of participants. So guys, today's webinar, the core perspective is to go with the EDA application that is performing the data cleaning, data analysis on some data set. And to start with, there are a couple of questions I need to know from you guys also before we start. But let me first introduce myself. Okay. Can you please acknowledge if my screen is visible to all of you? It is visible? Yes? Okay. Well, guys, my name is Nitish. And I am from Delhi. I'm working as a technical specialist with over 5 years experience now. I work on technologies in the role that I have. So I work with your Python, data science, machine learning, NLP, SQL, and AWS for deployment part and downloading the data set, Power BI. So these are as per my job role. So in SQL, you also have to work on Oracle Cloud. That is also a part of it. And apart from that, I take up the classes is with R, Tableau, and deep learning I used to take, but it's been now a long gap. I think 8-9 months have gone. So I'm not directly working on deep learning applications now. So it's now in more of the Python automations part, data analysis part, machine learning predictions part, NLP part that I have to provide my expertise over there. And deep learning to be working on some nights. I will explain like what is a deep learning applications and how you can grow that also. But you will understand what is the difference between deep learning and machine learning and how I have actually now moved a little bit far away from deep learning as of now. Okay. So I am from Delhi. And I forgot to ask one important thing. I have asked your location, never asked you whether you are a fresher or experienced person. So if you can highlight in your chat box, you are a fresher, and if experience, how many years you have. So just 5 years, 2 years, you automatically understand. Let other participants also see how today's community we belong to. The majority think are students. Okay, one I have got 10 years experience, great, but non-IT. Okay, fresher student. 5 years fresher in Python. Okay. 2.5 years. $14 years banking experience. So I think you will be utilizing this skill to lead a team on building the product or provide some specific solutions, that is data analytics solutions. Student and data analyst intern, that is great. Yes. So okay, so you can see like many are students, and even there are some students who are doing internship. Few of them we have experienced persons also. Let's say we are around 20% of your total strength today belongs to the experienced person. Rest though I think stats can tell. I think whenever you are applying or filling the application that you would like to attend the webinar, so they might be asking you what is your job designation or how many experience you have. So I think they might be filling up details. You can have that stats later on. Okay, that's so yeah, I can see majority are freshers also. Thanks for being honest over here. So as we can see, the community over here has both freshers and experienced person. And since today you are joining the webinar, I think you are mostly looking forward to the opportunities, how we can go with, and since it's about data science, data cleaning part, how we can utilize that thing to perform any type of EDA, no matter what industry you're working on. It can be technical industry, or it can be telecom, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, and nowadays it's also stock marketing, banking, e-commerce type, e-commerce in food or supply chain management. So there are hundreds of applications nowadays available. How you can perform the EDA in that domain. If I talk about the way, it almost looks the same. The outside structure is always the same, but inside how you try to crack the questions, provide the analysis, that is important, how you look at the questions. So as I'm going to start with the data set, I will also tell you the analysis that I have achieved from that and how you can get the analysis. So what we mean by analysis? What is analysis? That always comes up. People like today we have in our community who is having 14 years or 10 years experience. If I'm not wrong, he will not directly be working in the coding. He would be utilizing the coding application and making some analysis towards it, solving a business problem using data science. And he would be contributing in that way, leading a team, leading the company, and providing a solution with respect to that. And for the freshers, a quick tip, whenever you're going for the interviews or any way, so they are always giving you the case study, guess estimates type, and they are looking forward how with the help of data science, you can convert a business problem into a data science problem. So let's see if you can do it. So talking about this analytics, I will be using Python for this. And the reason why all of you now also use Python is that the reason why you also switched from any other programming language to Python, it's not about that now it's compatible with all of it. Compatible to all the applications in the world now. So you can take it as your simple scripting or your machine learning, data science, and deep learning. It can be your web development also. At database end, you can also work on it. You can make apps. You can make games. And there are hundreds of applications that you can work on. Let me show you. So for each of the tasks, it's not possible that you will be actually creating everything from the scratch. Sometimes we also need help from other packages. A packages can make your work a lot easier. For example, a package like if I open any idle and give you the demonstration of a package, how a package can help me with performing small tasks. We all know how to perform mathematics. Okay. So we can write over here that for mathematics, if I have to get the sine value of something, I need to get some perpendicular and hypotenuse for that. Or if I have to find the square root of some number, I can do that thing. So in your Python, if I write here 9 to the power 2, that is a square. This means you're talking about some square. Let us save on the desktop A1. And you can see that is 81. Similarly, if I write here 0.5, I'm getting the square root. And there are hundreds of things you can build the logic. Building the logic can consume a lot of time. And it can be trickier also because you have to learn in and out of everything. Sometimes it becomes very easier if you know a package that has already providing that solution. That is, in our case, for example, some package that is providing me mathematical solution. So I can take help from the math and write down that math dot square root of 9, or math get me the sine value of 1, or math get me the exponential, that is e to the power 2. So I can take help from math. I can build the logics. All of you can also build the logics. It's simple maths we're talking about. Maths, so you have already done in your class 10th or 9th. From that onwards, you are quite good in maths. You can complete that. But sometimes we need package. Similarly, when we come to data science, we need a package to perform data manipulation. To open a CSV file, Excel file, text file, simply to open something also there is some package. I cannot open without it. To make charts, plots, we take help from other package like math. So package is just a library that can make your work a lot easier. And you will be amazed to see how many packages now we have for Python. Can anyone have a rough estimate? Is it hundreds, thousands, or much higher? How many packages can you assume we can have? Any rough idea? N, where I can fill n value like infinity. More than 100. How many packages? Taking example like math, I'm doing importing math. How many packages roughly a Python can have nowadays to work on applications like scripting, machine learning, deep learning, AI, games, apps, web development, automations. So automations can be simple like sending an email on regular interval, sending a WhatsApp message, liking a photo. That is, yes, you can like a photo also, that you can also automate, or tweeting something. 50,000, Hitesh, that's a really good number. Happy to know someone is looking at such huge number, but it's not hundred or thousands. We're talking about lakhs, and you can't remember lakhs of packages. So lakhs of packages to make something like make your work of WhatsApp send message. So I never know how many packages I need to build such product. But to build a product, there are already packages available. You don't have to build everything from the scratch. And you can see here PYPI, sorry. So this is the only repository from where Python downloads the packages. And you can see on the bottom where it is highlighting projects, that is the packages. 3,75,000. Over 3,75,000 libraries are available. You can't remember all of them. And there is also no need to remember. It depends on the project you're working on. At least you are on the satisfactory level. Whenever you're looking forward to work on the project, there must be some package available at the backend to make your work easier. This is a way like how it is helping you, all of you. Java is already there, no doubt about it. Java was a top thing. It was the only library, only language available to build the application or product back in 90s. But in 2010 onwards, people are now switching from Java to Python, and it's a transition period. And this is the best time for all of you to switch. Before everything now is Python. Earlier it was Java. Everything was a Java based. Now people are moving from Java to Python. So it's a transition coming up. A huge effort is going into for the transition. A huge training amount a company spends. A huge that expenditure, that infrastructure amount is spent on moving this from A to B. So you can think that there is a lot of opportunities over there on the B side, that is Python. And you are still on the early stage. Before 2030s, it will be now at the obsolete level. So stagnant growth will be there. So you still have time. But stagnant, like 2030 will be the end of that. After that, though, you will need some other library. Other language. Every 10 years, there is some new language you have to update yourself. That's for sure. You can't never run from learning things. So earlier it was Java and C++ were the dormitory. Now it's Python. And after Python, it's going to be that Ruby, and there is one more. That is combination of Python and your Python and R. Forgetting the name. Julia, yeah, Julia it is. So it is still, it was just far away. It's 2025. You don't have to worry about anything as of now. Okay. So over here, now think of any mobile applications you are working on. Oops. Just 1 second. Yeah, sorry. So all of you have worked on the already have that smartphones. Have you ever faced that the older the smartphone gets, there are certain applications that stop working? I used to have my gingerbread that under 2.6.3 was there, and it was, I was using all that applications it back in 2017. But after the more upgrades we have, there are certain applications that stop working. Have you faced such thing? And recent days also, like if you don't update your phone, if you don't update the app, it will, the older app will not perform better. So updates are mandatory. So if the Android is updating, if the market is updating, the applications also have to update with respect to that Android market, updated market. So similarly here, in this environment, we have Python. We started with back one version, Python 1 version. So we started from 1.0. Now in the market, it's 4.1 coming in. That's the Python version. So each time it goes. So it can be like 2.3, 2.4. Then it goes to 3.9, 3.9 ke baad 4.0, and now 4.1. So as the Python, this version is upgrading, you have to also upgrade the packages. You have to also upgrade these packages. So earlier it can be possible, my math package was giving me 10 solutions, but now it is giving me 1,000 solutions. They are also upgrading, because if they will not upgrade, someone else will replace that thing. Same goes in the competition over here. You can see that there are over 3,75,000 packages, but how many times there are many versions available? They are upgraded. Each time an upgrade is done, it is already available over in the same market. So you can see on the next number, releases is 10 times the release, approximately 34 lakhs. From 3,75,000, it's 34 lakhs now. So you can see like how much versions are available. Okay, so the moment you start working on Python and you're building an application, you have to also update the code. Today it might be working, but after 6 months you are also not sure. So keep on updating it. So never stop learning and never stop updating. Always update the code. Check it out, because one time it is going to fail. The same code which was running today, it will fail tomorrow, and you have to update with respect to that. It's already the best career, Mohit dear. The data scientist already the best career. Don't you think, like all of you agree na, that Jio is the only Indian company which is taking the advantage, and it has moved from nowhere to 2G to 3G, but directly to 4G. It was the company that has realized that how much data a person will be consuming, and if we are able to provide this data, free internet, free type of something, or at minimum cost, how much data you're consuming over there, and the higher you consume, the higher data is there with all the companies. Earlier it was less of payment apps, but now you're all doing payments. Less of finance app, so that you get something. Okay, you use our app, and we are going to give you a credit limit of 1,000 or 5,000, 10,000, and it will keep on increasing side by side. And they are associated with banks, so they just work on the data to refresh. So they learn from your pattern, and they like to build or update themselves to provide a higher end application. And the company that has done cheating over here, it's no longer hidden. Have you heard of Tez app? Tez. So those are saying no, definitely they might be in school or college at that time. It is back in 2016 or 17. Those who are experienced person who are already doing payments and using online platforms, they know. So we are already getting the answers in the chat box. That's great. So Google did collaboration work with the Indian government to make the UPI app to send payments, and it was only and only in India. In India, only in India, the Google was working with Tez app, sending UPI, bringing a direct competition with Bharat Pay, Phone Pay, and Paytm and other UPI applications, whatever was available at that time. It has learned that with respect to the data now we have, what it is collected for the next 2 or 3 years previous, like it started in 2015 or 16 around, when other applications were doing UPI payments. In 2017 to 18, it has changed to Google Pay, which we today known as GPay. Ouch, spelling mistake. GPay. All of you have heard of this name, na? Google Pay, who are saying no to Tez app. GPay, all of you might have used once in time, I guess so. Yes or no? You can look at this. They have worked on the data, and they have utilized Indian data to make the predictions for the whole world. Now Google Pay is not in India, it's for the entire world. They learned from India, the highest population in the world, or might be in the next 2 or 3 years. And from the data perspective, it has learned like how the payments are doing, how fast it is, how secure it is, and what are the challenges one is facing, how we can optimize it for the whole world. So using a phone number only, you are sending the information, or you're sending the payment. It was no longer need an account information, just a phone number, a valid number, which is linked to your bank account. That's it. So you can see like how Google has learned from India and has built an app. Similarly, there are hundreds of companies that are learning from India, and they're building an app. They're building some products, and for that to work on, they need the data scientists. So data is the wealth, or which you might have heard of, data is the new oil. Earlier it was coming as data scientist is the sexiest job of 21st century, and now it says that data is the new oil. Heard of these fancy lines? If I'm not wrong, I think anyone back in 2 years have heard of these things. Max to max 3 years. Pre-COVID, they have started listening to these things, and now most of the people are upgrading, and suddenly there is a hike in data scientist careers and data analytics careers, correct? Correct, correct, Mohit. And so if you can now highlight, all of you have a clear mindset because you're attending webinar, you have a clear mindset for data science. What is the job role you're looking at? Then I can help you with the skills. I will show the skills that you need to upgrade. But what is the job role exactly? Can you help in one single word, 2 words, or in line? Just share with the community over here. Data analyst, data scientist. Okay. Machine learning, AI. Oh, Shubham, you're already on PGP. Then why this webinar? Data scientist.
Hello.
Yes, dear.
Being a data analyst to become a data scientist, what skills you think it will boost up to become a data scientist?
I will tell you the skills that you need. Okay. So we can see like many people are looking forward regarding the data or machine learning. They have heard of these terms. So that's good. NLP, great. Have you seen this type of circle? They give one circle, another circle, another circle, and they write here DL, ML, AI. I think you will easily find online AI, ML, DL. You write down, and they will give you this type of circle, fancy circle. Correct? Venn diagram. Correct. The correct term is Venn diagram, but this is the circle that you get. That's correct. So whenever you see these type of circle, guys, it's never about AI versus ML versus DL. It's never about versus. It's about being a part of it. What is AI? AI is getting some form to the application that is working at the back end on the enormous data. So it's a short mimicking human behavior. While mimicking human behavior, it can be a humanoid also, and it can be something application also. Example is, you know that we have a Google Maps. Earlier, we used to ask some persons around the corner, or used to look at the hoardings, maybe using our atlas also. But nowadays, we are just depending on Google Maps to look go from A to B. So AI is mimicking the human behavior. At the back end, it's a lot of data to feed up. Okay, so, but at the front end, what is just an application form. Same goes for humanoid robots, which you heard of the Sophia term. Tesla has that driverless cars. What is it? It's nothing but the AI application. They are giving a physical form. Sophia is a physical form of it. Driverless cars. So in the absence of driver, how a car is going to be reached from A to B? How it is going to detect the obstacles and take a curve, take a turn, speed up, speed down? How it is at the absence of some person. So when you try to give a form to the application that is mimicking the human behavior, in today's world, you can't say that UPI apps is AI. No, it is not an AI. Or you can't say e-commerce app, it's an AI. No. What is working at the back end? Let's talk about the recommendation engine. That is a type of AI application. So learning from your data, it is telling you what will you like. Or learning from the products you are searching at, they will give you the, again, recommendation. What is the similar product you can like? So there are two ways of recommendation that goes on. So when you try to give a physical form to an application or digital form to the application, that is the AI. At the back end, it's all machine learning and deep learning. You can use machine learning algorithms also, deep learning algorithms also. Machine learning, it was all machine learning. It is started in 1969. This is how machine learning old it is. And you're learning already 60 years later on. So you're learning 2019 onwards. So machine learning was coined in 1969. And there were already some books available describing something about supervised machine learning and unsupervised machine learning, some tech terms. So today, leave that all about. Because of the limitation of machine learning, earlier the data was very less available, and that is also mostly in floppy disk, max to max CD drives. Hard disk was very huge. You might have seen a computer is this, and hard disk is the complete bulk system at the back end. That was how servers were working at the back end. But now it's being faster techniques. We are using our semiconductors. We are narrowing down the chips, and to make the processing faster, to work now on 3 dimensions data. 3 dimensions like working on images, object detection, your photo tagging, speech recognition. When you speak to Siri or speak to Google, Alexa, something like that, you say something and it is going to respond. So from your speech, it is detecting the detecting the task what you like to perform. That is the deep learning. So because of the limitations of machine learning, deep learning was born. Limitation of machine learning, deep learning was born, and it was came in the market 1999. This was the first time deep learning was coined, and after that there was no going back. Everything started upgrading themselves to deep learning, and yeah, computer vision is also a deep learning. Reinforcement is a type of machine learning. That's again I'm saying AI can be at the back end machine learning, so I'm not lying on that also. That reinforcement learning is itself an example of ML. Okay, so this is how the structure links up. It's not about buzzes, it's about the participation. Data is being fed to the machine learning also, deep learning also. We have, so the technical terms, that is supervised, unsupervised, is there in machine learning also and deep learning also. But how it is different depends on the dimensions of the data. Okay, so these are some tech terms that you might have heard of. Coming to the next one, the skills. As someone said that what is the skills that you need. So just 1 second. Python I'm now taking as a tool that you require to solve something. So considering that is a tool, how you can utilize the Python to build some applications, and for that what is the skills exactly you need. So currently if you go in the market and started applying for the job, there are certain things that you will see something analytics. Here you can add anything. It can be business analytics, business analyst, data analytics, data analyst, business intelligence, and not even to these domains it's limited. It is now HR analytics, customer analytics, or finance analytics. So it is combining more and more domains into it. So they are now, they are dividing all these things into different domains. So they are looking forward for a particular typical niche where you can work. So they have described the terms with respect to the industry. But what exactly it is? First thing, always you have to learn about Excel. No matter how much experience you are, it's always the number one thing you should know. So okay, so freshers, please give the heads up. Excel, you can't learn from the Excel. You have to learn about not the entire thing. I'm not talking about VBA part. So you can do the VBA type of task using Python also. But yeah, looking at some Excel and doing little bit of analytics, basics analytics, or getting to read from the Excel, that you should know. Second is one programming language. I can take as Python, R, Java, SAS. SAS is a paid one, and you need a certification to work for it. And the certification cost around 1,50,000. Okay, this is the cost of the training also, as well as the paper you have to give. So it's up to you, and it is a license tool. So license is going to purchase around something dollars was there. Just check it out. I think last time I checked, it was around 8 lakhs a year. The license cost it is. So just check it out. I don't remember now what's the current update, but it's around 1 year back. That was the price of the software. Third, one programming language you should learn, and Excel, and then learn some database. So database, working on that, you learn SQL, NoSQL, I leave that to you, because you have to go from SQL to NoSQL. You can't directly make some application. If you're learning directly NoSQL, it is going to take a lot of time. Go from SQL, then learn NoSQL, and then depending on the industry you are working, or maybe you are applying, look at the job skills and then see what they are looking forward.
Excuse me.
Just 1 second, Sushil, let me complete this.
Okay.
The fourth one is learning some reporting tools, that is visualization. You can go with Tableau. You're going to go with Power BI. These are the two things that you should know. These two both are licensed, and both you should know how to work on for free and it can be used for the free trials also, and free tools with simple some limitations are there, so that's completely fine. For quick that free visualization, you can take help from Python also. There are packages available. So today, like, I will be showing you some visualization with the help of Python, and same goes for R also. You can do the visualizations, and there are free tools like ClickSense also available, so you can do the visualization with respect to that. Next come Tableau, Power BI, and now we have not seen anything of analytics. Using visualization, you can do reporting. You can create a chart in such a way that you can draw the insights also. That is also possible. For analytics, you take help from Python and make using the Pandas. Or you take help from R, you take using the Dippler. This is the visualizations. Analytics, using analytics with the help of Python or R. And the next is, if you know, there it is. If you know machine learning, not basic, let's say around understanding about the statistics, or what is descriptive or prescriptive or predictive. So these are technical terms, the types of analytics. So with respect to that, so if you know that thing, that's just cherry on cake. So it will be a good start for all of you. This is with respect to analytics. And I think maximum people are looking forward for this domain, as I can see from the chat box. Okay, you can take a screenshot or you can rewatch the video later on, up to you. The next thing is machine learning. Learning from everything what I have written on the analytics. Please upgrade yourself with all the machine learning models. Okay, all machine learning models, learning the mathematics, stats, performance, error. So with respect to that, upgrade yourself. And then deployment. I'm not saying deploy on the paid services, like taking from higher end as AWS or Azure. These are the clouds you can work on, or GCP, that is Google Cloud Platform. You can also work on some free tools like Heroku is there. You can deploy in that, or you can use Flask. Heroku is a free tool which is providing its server, so you can deploy on that. For Flask, you have to use your own server. Okay, your server is required for that. And then it comes the next part. You can deploy on the server, that is all in the public can use your software. You just have to share the URL. The next thing comes application. You can deploy in the form of app. So for that, you have to properly set it up. The server is online. You can go to that website, mobile website, or some desktop website to work on the server application. But for app, you have to have specific environment set up. All the things should be available in that environment. Okay, so you can give up a form of in the form of app also. The next part is coming as deep learning. So guys, when you go for deep learning, I will help you with a niche. So in deep learning, they never ask you about the everything. They provide a proper domain. So look at properly in their job skills. And it's 100%, I'm 100% sure, even today, if you open any Naukri profile, job portal, LinkedIn, anything you open, it's only and only one thing they will focus on. They will either write its images. images or videos, or only videos. Then speech, signals, or text. Only and only they will write one thing. They will never write multiple things, because they're trying to build a product in deep learning, and they would like you to utilize all the skills only and only in one night. Okay, and you have a couple of different packages to work on that. So just giving you a heads up, but if you want to take it up, that's okay. That if you don't, you can learn it later on. So images, you have the CNN, and here RNN. Speech also RNN, here NLP. NLP can be also used for images, and we have over here autoencoders, all three of them. These all three of them, autoencoders could also be there, plus LSTM. Okay, don't worry, I'm not going to deep into it. Those who know deep learning or aspiring it, they are looking forward some nights, so upgrade with respect to that. That's, I'm just giving you a brief. It's much in detail. Okay, it's much in detail. What is the way how you can code it? That is TensorFlow, PyTorch, Keras. So you have to learn that thing. So, but I'm giving you the libraries that can work, make you work a lot easier over there. Okay, and now coming to someone saying big data, also they're writing cloud. They are itself a different domain. There you will also working on the same machine learning. The machine learning is required in cloud computing also. You are looking forward some supervised and unsupervised models over there. Along with that, in big data also, you're looking for machine learning applications. Python as a programming language, you can work in that big data also, cloud computing also. Cloud computing can only be about AWS also. So it is entirely different thing, which is not a part of today's webinar also. And it's very much high end, very high end. So it's itself a different domain. You can't combine with these things, that it has to be some step over there. ETL is your so ETL is a type of tool. Now there are n number of sources from which you can read the data. Let's say CSV, Excel, PDF, text, or website URL I'm writing. There are n number of sources from which you can read the data. But your system is compatible to give only CSV. You want only CSV to work on the applications, or you work only Excel or text. So you want one of them to make your applications work on it. It can be from n sources you can get the data, but for working on your application, you are looking only for SQL. Okay, only database you need, or Excel you need. You just need one type of form. So ETL is a tool that changes from this source to this source. ETL. Okay, extract, transform, load. That's the full form of it. And what is the process that you can learn anywhere online? So how it is changing, but this is the process how it goes on. From n sources you can have n sources, that's for sure. But which source you're looking forward, it's up to the options. It's already providing all the options, so you can use that ETL in between. And if you change the ETL to ELT, that is extract, load, transform, then you're talking about the big data. That is Hadoop, Hive. So they work on the ELT part. Okay, so a little bit technical things. So we are going a lot far away from the point which we have the webinar today. Okay, so I hope all of you have learned something today. How is it going? Learning something? Yes or no? Can we have a quick acknowledgement whether people are here or not? Great. Great. Thank you for that. Thank you for acknowledging. Now next thing, it is about the agenda that we have. So we are going to pick up some data. In that data, I will be performing some data analysis. And how the data analysis points looks, that I will show you shortly. Just wait for 5 more minutes. And with respect to that, whenever we go for data, there are a couple of things. I forgot to ask one more important thing. How many of you don't know Python? That is very important because it's all about Python we are going to cover today. Who have no idea about Python? No idea at all. Basics, that's please don't write. Those who know even the basics, what is data types of functions, please don't write. But those who absolutely have no idea, heard of the term data science, machine learning, and Python, and they have joined today. Is there someone? I can see only 3 participants have said yes. I think maximum no Python. Okay. Yes, Pawan, you would like to say something? As a raised hand to acknowledge. Okay. Got it. Okay, thank you. So I can see quite a lot of people are there new to Python. First, I will tell you the flow. How a data analysis works. And then I will tell you the terminologies and the packages that you need to have to work on it. The first means the EDA flow, workflow, what we have. First thing, always you need to have a data. After this data, what we do? We do the data cleaning. And then data cleaning, we do the data wrangling. Data munging. And after that, we can write here. So data cleaning, data mining, data munging, and then EDA. In this EDA, I will take help from the query part also. I can take help from the plots also. And after finally, what you have learned, you feed that data. This is the, I would say, this is the transform data. After this transform data, what we do, it comes up at a part of machine learning. You go with machine learning, that is model, ML model. In this part, what we do ML model, we split the data into 2 parts. Train and test. Whatever you are on training on and testing on, training also helps in testing. And after that testing, what is the result? You check for the performance. I'm writing N eta, what you learn about performance. So after the performance, it's being done. It will come out to be deployment. This is the basic flow that you have. So Ashish, that's some other terms we can ask me later on. First, I will come back to all these tech terms later on. Okay. So this is the basic flow that you have over here. Just 1 second. Now the terminologies. Data cleaning. What can be a data cleaning? Data cleaning can be something you have empty cells. In empty cells, you can drop those empty cells. You can fill some value inside the empty cells. What is a cell? It is in Excel. Excel, you might have seen some cells are there. And I will also show you the data set that I have. Just let me open the data set. So this is a data set I've kept here. It is on HR part. So HR, like whether the person is going to be there or not. So over here, if I tried whatever operations you think over here, we can do in the Excel file. That is finding the null values. So null values can be something like this, point blank over here. And so I can see there is no null value available. That is one type of cleaning the cell. As of now, no cleaning part required. If there could be null value, I would be filling it. What is next part? It is data wrangling, data munging. Data wrangling, data munging is nothing but performing a lot of tasks. A lot of tasks like data transformation, one hot encoder. What is one hot encoder? Label encoder is something called as converting your. So suppose this is, I have business travel. I like to convert it to numerical. So one is business travel rarely, travel frequently, and what is the next value I have? Non-travel. So I would write something like this. Where is non-travel? Non-travel. That would be 1. These are zeros. And wherever is travel frequently, that would be 1. Frequently, no, this is rarely. Achha. This is 0, 1, 0. And then I have travel rarely, which is 1, 0, 0. And you have converted a categorical column, which is your business travel, this column into 3 types of numerical columns. 3 types of numerical columns. So whenever you convert categorical to numerical, you need some module for it. That one module is called as one hot encoder. It can be label encoder if you convert it into a single column showing like this. So rarely non-travel, let's say it's 2. So inside a single column, you are converting it into a numerical column. So the yellow color is the one hot encoding and the blue color is the label encoder. Got the idea? I think Hitesh was asking. Hitesh or who was asking?
Ashish was asking.
Ashish. Okay. This is label and one hot. This is a type of data wrangling you're doing, transformations. Okay. This is data wrangling, data transform. Data munging again. What is data munging? Transformations. You transform the data. You will convert categorical to numerical. You convert numerical to categorical. Floating to numerical. You can perform some type of task on that. You can even, like in SQL we do. So let's say we have a daily rate, something like this. I like to classify that is equal to, if my daily rate is less than 5,000, then assign a value 1, else 0. Or you write something. I think 5,000, so we have taken quite large. What is the maximum value here? What is the average value? Average value is 802. I will take 800 then. Let's say the value is less than 800. I will say as low, else I will say as high. This is also a data transformation I'm doing. So I converted numerical to a type of categorical. Any such task that is available, this is called as data munging. You can correct the formats, you can transform the data, and you can perform hundreds of new operations over there. So this is data wrangling, data munging. Don't be confused. Everything is almost same. I have written 3 different categories, but data cleaning, munging, or wrangling, all is one of the other also. Hardly 1 or 2 difference will be there, hardly, but everything 99% it's almost the same. There's no difference in data cleaning, wrangling, or munging. EDA is also a part of it, but you see such type of charts. So whenever you go online, right on the flow of machine learning or flow of the data science, They keep on writing these things. Yeah, it's absurd. Why they keep on highlighting these useless things? It's all EDA. EDA is a single thing. What is the EDA? If we talk about EDA, I will tell you that now. What is EDA? Full form is exploratory data analysis. This is your EDA. What we do, you can do the data cleaning over here. Data transformations. Creating or deleting a column. Delete column. Work on time series. Making pivot table. There are hundreds of things that you do in EDA. Everything comes in this big domain. And when you start performing all these things, then it becomes the analysis. At the end, what I do, when I do the analysis, it comes like this. These are the points which I have learned. So I will show you with respect to the charts that we have, how this analysis I'm able to see. Suppose I can see that over 1,000 people traverse daily. Out of thousands of records that I have in my data set, there are 1,000 people that travel daily. I will show others also who don't travel or who travel frequently. Majority of the people have 10 years work experience. Sorry for my spelling mistake, I will correct it. There are employees who have worked in 9 companies also. There are freshers also, experience also, and there are people who have worked in as high as 9 count of companies. That is higher. Majority of the people live around the company. I think it's no lie. So whenever you join the company, if it is in different location, most of the times we choose to stay nearby, within 1 to 3 kilometers of the range. Correct me if I'm wrong. So if your father is having different work location, you also relocate, na? Those who are in different, maybe they have your parents as well from corporate background. Have you seen such things that they keep on moving from A to B, being on rent? Yes or no? So this is what we will also analyze. And highest people belong to the age group 30 or 40. That we will also see. So manager earns the highest, that we all know. Sales representative lowest, but how low, how high, that we're going to compare. These are the key points of analysis. How I did it? I just performed the same task. That's it. And then, if you want to structure it, we would like to give a form to it. How you can do? EDA is the most time-consuming task. You can never run from EDA. Never. Feature engineering. What is feature engineering? Feature engineering is something really different. Feature engineering, guys, you can put up over here also in machine learning also. What is feature engineering? For example, again, technical term it is. Suppose I just recall all the changes that I have done. Suppose this is the data set I have, and at the end I can see there are a lot of columns available. What I do, I take it over here, and the last columns, let's say there are total, how many columns I have? 12 columns. So these 12 columns, as of now, I don't know whether there is a relationship or not, but what is feature engineering? Feature engineering is something that from a single column, you can create multiple columns, like I have done in my earlier part. I have converted this business travel using label encoder into multiple columns. So that is feature engineering. That is from a single column, you can have multiple columns. Over here, if there could be a date time also. So as of now, there is no date time. That date time can also be bifurcated into date, month, year. 3 separate things you can have. So that is also feature engineering. Or you can combine many columns, and this entire 6 columns can be converted to a single column. Okay, so let's say this is the single column I have. black, and I can replace these blue colors by a single black. That is a feature engineering. Creating multiple columns from a single column, or merging, transforming multiple columns into a single column, or 2 columns or 3 columns. That is, for 100 columns, you go back to as minimum as possible. Go to 2 or 5 columns. But that is a part of TCA. So don't take feature engineering in data science or data analysis. I hope it is clear. Yes or no? Okay, feature scaling is again machine learning term. So I think very next webinar I'm going to have on machine learning in June. So please join that one. I can explain each of the technical stuff what you're asking. Okay. So these things we are going to put up hold. Very technical terms these are. So those who don't know, leave it. Don't worry about it today. We are not going to see anything after that. So this is one with respect to that, and what we have. This is the flow we have seen. Next tech term. To perform any type of mathematical application, mathematical work, we take help from Numpy. Numpy is help us to solve mathematical problems. Just give me a second. Okay, sorry about it. So Numpy, or Numpy, sorry, my mistake. It's Numpy, Numpy. This is used for mathematical solutions. Mathematical, like creating some random number, doing some square root, creating a sign, or creating a log, providing also linear algebra, Fourier transforms. These everything you can do with Numpy, all mathematical solutions. Then you have Pandas. Pandas is the only package which is used for entire data science, data analysis. That is, you can read data from numerous resources, perform EDA, everything related to data, data cleaning, munging, everything we do with the help of Pandas. Numpy, we have an alternate. We call it as SkyPy. SkyPy is like superset or Numpy. But Pandas, we don't have any alternate. It is the only package. Matplot. This is used for visualization. This is the very first package that came into market, very first. And whenever very first comes up, it always the top. Okay, so visualization is there. And you can use the basic visualization and all types of charts using Matplotlib. The other is Seaborn, which we will require today. Seaborn is actually built on Matplot. It adds more charts, more colors. Okay, more visualization, and it is built on Matplot. So for displaying it, we take help from Matplot. For labeling a chart, we take help from Matplot, even for Seaborn. These are the packages that you need for data science, data explanations for me. Plotly is something more to that. Okay, Plotly has no, it gives you enhanced result, that's for sure, but it can't be saying that everyone should learn Plotly. ggplot is a part of R, not in Python. Okay. In my case, I will require my your visualization for Matplotlib and Seaborn. So these things you can do. And how it looks, I will give you a free brief of something. Just give me a second. So I have I've kept everything over here. Now you can see here there are 3 data sets available over here. Let me show you how the visualization can help you with respect to that. And I will be using my Jupyter. So for these things, I will be using Jupyter. Jupyter, if you don't have, so guys, what you can do, you can have something called as, yeah. So guys, sometimes you are writing, these are the machine learning terms. Again, coming back to the webinar, it's not a part of machine learning I'm doing today. XGBoost, again, machine learning. So I think you're a little confused. Look at the agenda that we have. So guys, I will be using my Jupyter. Those who don't have Jupyter, once you will receive these files that I'm sharing, you can either open in your Jupyter, or you can have a simple Google account, and that is called as Google Colab. So in Google Colab, you have to log in with your Gmail account. Let me log in and show how it looks. So overview. Once you get this file, how to open it, you can directly open in your Google Colab. So here you can see a file and then open. So for open, you can go and you can actually put that Jupyter file which I will be sharing on your Google Drive, or you can upload it over there. So directly drag and drop over here. So you can open my Google Jupyter files over there. And for this, you don't need to set up anything on the laptop, just the internet connection and a Google account, all of you need. And you will be able to see my codes. If you install Anaconda, so go to the steps, Anaconda installation. After the Anaconda is installed on a system, Jupyter will become a part of your system, and you have to just go to the start menu and write Jupyter, Jupy. You can see it's Anaconda 3 written. So Anaconda 3, that is Jupyter Notebook. And now using Jupyter Notebook, the field is same. The only difference is Jupyter Notebook is a local host. You can see it's local host. That is, you don't need to have internet connectivity to work on the Jupyter. At the backend, it's HTML coding written at the backend, or .NET developers have written this thing. And whereas this Google Colab, you need that internet connectivity to run all the cells. Look and feel will be similar. So EDA would happen to have a look like this. So there is some FIFA data analysis I have done. I will show you. So these types of charts comes up. So as an example, like plotting the word cloud for national lit column, or plotting a word cloud. We have other word clouds also. Here, this is another word cloud showing the name of players which occur the most number of times from the first 20 names. And then I'm taking help from Plotly. These are all done with the help of different packages. Let's say word cloud is another visualizations that I'm taking help. These are the charts that I'm taking help from SNS. SNS is the Seaborn. And then you have over here again SNS, that is Seaborn. Then you have Plotly. With the Plotly, you will see that there is a little bit advanced level, how it looks. These are the Plotly charts. Okay. So graph polar I have written over here, and you will see the command Plotly. Okay, I have not used Plotly over here, so I think different package I've used. So I will show you that also. So you can see these are advanced charts you can have. I am taking help from the different part of it. It is not Plotly I am using directly, but this is how advanced charts looks. So this is a type of EDA part, and at the back end we always write something with respect to analysis, what I'm doing over here. Then some Fitbit which you all wear. So how analysis is being done over here, it looks like this. So box plot of calories with jitter day of the month. How much calories are burned in each day of the month. Then the scatter plot for people who are doing activities. So how much minutes you are spending on the activities. Is it just moderate like just walking, drinking water, sitting idle, and then again standing up. That is also activity. Or then there is heavily activity. So heavily activity, I think I've written on the bottom. This is very actively minutes. So usually whenever you exercise, it's max to max, you can go to 200 minutes. That is also approximately 3 hours plus. No one has go beyond that. So majority of the people go up to 75 minutes. You can see as the bar chart. So this is another analysis you would like to do. And again, there are hundreds of people also that who don't just wear the band, but they don't do very actively minutes. So it's almost zero. Majority of the things you will see, it's on zero. Okay, so these are feedback type of charts. And then your HR, which I will be performing here. So I've written the same points over here. What are the analysis I have done? And then these type of charts comes up. So you can see that, as I said, a manager earns the highest. Where is manager? So somewhere I will show the chart, that one. And here is one of that we have employees that have worked in 9 companies also. So there is, from this I have actually got the analysis. And distance from home. There was one more analysis which I told you that we have 1 or 2. Majority of the people live around the company itself. So 1 or 2 kilometers within the company range. That could be possible. And then there is the age group. Majority of the people are in range. You can see there is some range over here that I've put up. So how to put up these types of charts? These things need some experience. Here is the manager type. So monthly income, manager earns the highest, as you can see, 1,75,000 per month, as compared to the sales executive, sales representative, sorry. And then it goes. So majority is earned by manager and the research director. And then comes the respective managers and small executives out there. So these are the HR charts we have. And this is something to have a pie chart that if you would like to represent the count, like people who are coming from different backgrounds, how in a chart form you can display the information. So that is again EDA. So there are many EDS we do. I keep on teaching that thing in the batches. If you would like to join the classes, so you will see that almost every in batch I keep minimum 2 to 3 EDS, different type of it. So these are the types of EDS that you will learn. Okay, so let's go to this. So are all of you ready? Shall we start? Great. Now for this, what happens that again I'm saying I'm working on my local system, that is Jupyter desktop, but you can use the same file which I will be sharing with you. You can work on the Google Colab. You don't need to have set up anything on your system. Just directly install it and directly download it and open in your Google Colab. That's it. Okay. So I will close each one of them or start new, close this, close this, close this. And over here what I have opened, close this, close, delete this. Okay, only HR protection I need in which the data is kept. Delete this and anything I've opened. Analysis, okay, let it be open. Data set, let it open, and HR protection, let it open. Okay, now this is the first page. We will start now with the particular Jupyter, Jupy. Today we are going to learn about, not in detail, we're going to learn about the basic operations, which I have not done over here. So basic operations, so I think anyone can do it. So I would, but those who are new, what are the basic operations that we can perform? I will share that operations first. Whenever a data set is given to you, how we go with the analysis?
HR prediction analysis dataset. Here I will create my chart. New. Okay, webinar EDA webinar day 1. Now in Jupyter, each of the rectangular boxes that you're seeing over here, can I know like how many? Let me see the count. Can you please acknowledge in the chat box who are new to this Jupyter? 3 people are new to Python that I can see, but who is new to Jupyter? Can you please write in the chat box? I or I am something, yes, something like that. Okay, so you can see many are new to Jupyter. So guys, Jupyter is a interpreted language. What is interpreted? That you will write the code over here. You write something that say 12 into 3. The output is displayed right below it. You write something as hello earth dot upper. The operation is done and the output is displayed right below it. So these things, that rectangular boxes you are saying, these are the code cells. And you can see on the top also, we have selected a code cell. You can add the information also in the same by clicking on it and changing to markdown. I can run all of them. How to run? Using shift enter. You can see shift enter, everything is running. And Jupyter Notebook can also be used to open a text file. It's a notebook. So obviously it can be able to use a notepad file. You can write over here also some content and it will be saved. Directly you can write over here. The next thing is you can also open the CSV format over here. You can see. You can also open the PDF also. Excel though I don't think, because it has multiple sheets, you can't open it. But yes, you can open the CSV files, text files, you can open directly over here. Images, you can directly open over here. It's being written by this Jupyter Notebook. So when you see the notebook term, it is how it is saved. See the folder again. It is saved with the format IPYNB. This IPYNB means that the person who has developed this, they are .NET developers, and this is a Iron Python notebook. IPY Iron Python notebook. So .NET developers who used to build the websites, work on the HTML codes, they are writing it. I can show the HTML JSON at the backend also. If I directly click it, open with the notepad, you will see HTML coding written at the backend. Got it? So you will not be able to open it directly. If you double click, you will never get the code. It's at the backend, there's nothing but HTML written over there. So you can't do it. In HTML, you can have proper information. You can add a hyperlink. Over here, if I say that, let's say India. So let's say this is a link I have. Copy this and I can paste the link here. So it will be a link. You can see I can click here and now I can directly go to the particular link. So you can add a link, image, anything in the markdown, not in the code. Okay. Delete this. And you can add other information also. Let's say you can bold it something. In WhatsApp, you know how to bold. We use star star. Yes or no? Achha, how we do that underscore, that italic? How we do italic in your WhatsApp? Anyone? How can I do the italic format? No one has done italic. I think it's not slash. Slash is used for your strike through. Correct? We don't have slash for it. We have underscore. Can you see it is italic now? So some formats you will get it from the WhatsApp also. You can use that. So other thing, main thing is that you can actually write the information over here in the markdown. Okay. In the code says write the code. So first thing we need to do, import the packages, which I will be needing for today's work. So I will use Numpy as NP. Now there are some universal abbreviations. Please don't go against them. All in the books, blogs, e-videos, everything you will see these universal abbreviations available. So Numpy we use as NP. So I can use Numpy also. Let's say I like to perform Numpy, and I say Numpy dot square root of 1000. You can get the value, or I can write Numpy dot random, some random value I can get. Each time you can see it's a random value. Or I can take help from Numpy and say as NP. So now instead of writing the complete word, I will write NP over here. This is the abbreviation, or NP over here. NP. And you can see again random number. So you have some universal abbreviations, stick to that. For pandas, we use as PD. Import cborn as SNS, and import mat.lib.pyplot. From matplotlib, I'm taking pyplot function and then taking as PLT. For matplot, you can have plots with the help of pyplot, and you can provide the parameters to the x and y axis on the charts. If you can want to add that parameter, it is RC params. So import matplotlib dot, you will see RC parameter is the new function. So RC setup dot params what was the correct name? And you can have the styling also. Sometimes styling we need to provide to the entire RC setup. Sorry, yeah, RC setup is this. So I'm not using RC setup for anything, but yeah, you can have the styling also. So for example, I write down PLT. Now PLT is a part of matplot dot style. I like to have the style as, so this will apply for all the charts. I would like to provide any style. So use, and it's very easily available. You can directly find it that people are using it. You can use that thing. Yeah, that is also fine. Okay, you can use it, up to you. So I would like to write 538. So this style I like to use. Okay, you will get the idea once you start working on it. Spelling mistake, EIT, acha, sorry, EIGST, 8, done. And then we call the data set. So it is DF is a universal abbreviation. So data set, any two-dimensional data set that you see in the CSV file, in the Excel file, that is called as data frame. And DF is equal to PT dot read underscore CSV, because that is, I think, is a CSV format, na? Dataset dot CSV. Along with the extension you pass here. So you have read the data frame. This is the data frame. And you can see a lot number of columns are available over here. The first thing is that whenever you get the data set, you might look want to like to have the idea that instead of looking at the whole data set, I like to look at the top records. These are the basic operations that you will also see find online. So that is the first today's task, to discuss about the basic operations. Tomorrow I will tell you about all the data analysis I am doing. Yes, you will also get a data set from the Learnbay. They are going to upload it on the, I think, LinkedIn, and you can download it from there. Okay, so the very first task, whenever you like to have, and this task you will be also using most frequently, that is looking at the first few records of the data set. Looking at first few records of the data set. So after almost all the operation, you like to see how we are able to perform the change of the data set. So you can use this df.head. By default, the head will show only the top 5. So it starts with age, attrition, 41 yes, till 27 no. And you will see age, attrition, it is starting with 41 yes till 27 no. So these are the top 5 records that we are able to read till the last. Okay. The next thing is important thing, one more in Python, is that Python, you can have the indices starts from 0. So that's why you can see here the indices is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3. Everything starts from 0. Okay. So these are the first few records of data set. And if you want to don't see only top 5, you want to see the top 10, you can use that also. Instead of the same function, you can write over here 10. And these are top 10 records of the data set. Similarly, you can have only one record, top 1 record. You can have the top 1 record also. So 1 row into 35 columns. Over 35 columns I have. 35. So you can see here is 35. Count is written on the bottom of the Excel. Then comes the next part. That data set is given to you. How can you know the size or shape of it? What are the dimensions of the data set? For this, we again have a parameter. For each of the object that you create in Python, there are a set of functions that are available to it. For df, you will see there are a couple of many functions are available, and it is only and only associated with df. For example, I take some string first. Please understand with respect to that. I write here, hello earth. Now for strings, what type of operations can I have? Anyone, can you suggest what type of operations you can have? What all tasks you can perform on the strings? You can check the length of it. It's not a part of the string, but let's say it's a module you like to do. You like to count how many O's I have. What type of mod functions you like to perform? You like to repeat this string. So that's different. Okay. Yes. Whether the substring is present inside the string. You like to change the case, uppercase, lowercase, title, or you like to trim it. Yeah, fantastic. Trim, slice. These are the methods. So if I put a dot, you will see a couple of methods which are only and only for the strings. Only and only for strings. Similarly, when I've written df, I have a couple of functions which are only and only for data frame. These are only for data frames. Okay, for string, I will write here dot upper. It is going to tell me the upper. It's a string function. And in the data frame, I like to write here shape. It is going to tell me the shape of it. So 1470 records, 35 columns. This is what I have. So in Python, all the objects have these specific functions available, which you can see after the dot. Always after the dot. So string name dot. If you know Python, those of you, though, you can write down list name dot. After that, you will get the specific operations that you can perform on the list. So with respect to that, you can have many things available. You can just then Google it. So first thing, whenever a data set is given to you, what we do after reading it, we have a look at it. So this look to you will have multiple times. Each time you perform a change, you like to have a look at the data set. The next thing is getting the dimension of it. Next thing, what are the columns which are available here? So we write the term df dot columns, and we get the list of columns. These are all the columns that are available. Okay. Chalo. The next thing is statistical parameter. For statistical parameter, you write here describe. By default, it is going to tell me default only numerical columns. Now, what is the statistical parameters we can have? Anyone of you have heard of mean, median, standard deviation, 25 percentile, 75 percentile, and count? All of these things. Have you heard of these statistical things? It's been present in Excel also. Hello? So you want to have a statistical understanding, and all these things are only and only for the numbers. You write here describe only numerical columns that you have, that is age. Do I have any categorical? So I have this business travel as categorical, sales department as categorical, and this education, and some other are categoricals also, but there are many numbers also. So age, you can see there are a couple of columns with the numbers. So you will get the mean for all of them. The mean age, now I can see the mean age is 36. The mean distance from home where the company is located is approximately 9 kilometers. The mean number of education years is 2.9 years. This education is related to the graduation or post graduation years. Okay. Employee count, the mean count is 1. So I think count will be approximately 1, 2, 3. Which department has which count? With respect to that, the information will be saved. So we'll see into it. Similarly, goes for the minimum. We have minimum education, it is only 1 year in college. That is fine. And minimum 1 kilometer from home distance, that is also fine. Daily rate. So daily rate of activity, what they have is 102, and minimum is 18. Oh, sorry, minimum is 102, and same goes for median also, maximum also. So you can see the data set is available having with complete information over here. These are numerical. You want to check for the covariance is some other statistical term here. Okay. Now you would like to look at, just give me 1 minute. You want to look at all the data set, all the statistical. You write here df describe include is equal to all, and I will comment above. This hash, what you see over here is a single line comment. Hashes are used for single line comments in your Python. So now I can see that there are numerical along with this categorical columns also. So in categorical, I can see the business travel. If you see carefully, I have majority of them is travel rarely. So that is fine, travel rarely. And with respect to that also, you can see that it's 1043 is the count of it. So it is going to show the values for categorical as well as numerical. The operation, the numerical operations cannot be applied to categorical. So that's why you can see for attrition, business travel, department, and your education field, I have NaN, not a number. But for vice versa also, the categorical operations which cannot be applied on the numbers. I cannot have unique value inside the numbers. I cannot have top, which is the mod. If you talk about top is the mod. So frequency, which is occurring the maximum, I cannot tell in numbers. So that's a different thing. So I will have NaN. So in this way, you can have the statistical. The next thing is the structure of it. What the structure tells you? Structure will tell you about df.info what is the data types of the columns. So you can see each of the data type is shown over here, as well as the count of the data types. On the bottom, you will see total integer, 26 integer columns I have, that is number column, and 9 objects, that is 9 categorical. So 25 plus 9 is 35. So 35 columns I have over total here. How many range, that is records I have? I have 1470 entries over here. And along with that, it also shows you non-null. So we don't have any null values over here. So it's a non-null. If there is any null value present, then it will be, suppose there are 3 null values, 3 blank cells in the age. So it will show 1467 non-null. It will not show the count of null. So let's say you want to have a count null values or NA values. You write here df dot is null dot sum, and you can see here there is no null value. Everything is 0 0 0 0 0. So there is no need for data cleaning in my case as of now. Okay, these are the basic operations that you can perform. The other thing is how to read the data set, how to read the column. So for example, I like to read the column over here. I like to read my education column, education field. I can read a single column by writing df this single column name. You can see the values are written. Or you want to give a tabular form, you can give a tabular form also. So this is single column first of all. How to read single column? If you want to read more than one column, then this syntax will fail, above syntax will fail, because the correct syntax whenever you try to read is double square bracket. You pass the column name as a single argument in the form of list. You can see this is the list format. Now you will see the structure, how it changes. If you write simple a column name, you will get the values inside it. If you pass a list of the column name, you will get the structure, proper 1470 rows into one column. The 2-dimensional structure you will get. But above I am getting records. How many records? 1470 records are there. So I get values, not the structure. So this is more just reading one column. But if you want to read multiple columns, you can write here. Sorry. Along with education field, I like to also see gender, I pass this name. Along with that, let us pass one more name, job role. So you see 3 columns available. So you can read multiple columns also, you can read single column also. How? By passing a list of column names. Okay. The next thing is data frame slicing. Slicing means that from this data set, I like to have a read of the certain rows as well as the columns. So that is slicing. So for slicing something like this, it will look, it can have a look as this. This is the slicing, or I can have a look at this, a slicing. I can have a look at this, it is a slicing. So any information you're looking at, that is a slicing. This type of slicing you want to have. So for slicing, you need 2 things. One is the rows, the next is the columns. I'm going with index slicing. I'm choosing index slicing today. Index slicing means that with respect to position number. Now guys, whenever you would like to do the index slicing, the syntax is you write here df.ilog, and over here you will pass the row index and column index. So as per the first scenario, let's say I like to read age till education. So these are the first 8 columns I have. First 8 columns, and these are the first 18 records I have highlighted. So I will write like this: df dot ilog over here 0 to 8, 18, first 18 records, then 0 to 8, first 8 columns. And you can see here it is from age to education field. From age to education field I have, education field is there, education field. And the last record I have 22 to medical. So can you see 22 to medical? All of you got the point how to do our index slicing? Yes or no? Great. So just one task for all of you guys. How will you perform this? See carefully. So can you tell me the first is row numbers? What are the row numbers here? So I'm just selecting it so that you can see on the left side rows also, top side columns also. Can you count it? Nine to 26. Okay. And what are the columns? Hmm. 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think it is 12 coming out to be. So let's check. 12 to 13. No, I think Abhishek, you written reverse. Okay. So guys, whenever you are starting, I have not told you one thing, that my indexes start from 0. But if my indexes starts from 0 and I said that this my education field is total 8 columns, why I have written over here 8? Because that means if my indexes start from 0, so 1 to 8, so I already have 8. So including that 0, I should have total 9 columns. Why I still have 8 as the answer? The reason is end is never included. What is the syntax here? It is something start to end. Where it is starting from, where it is ending. Start to end is never included. So that's why when I said 0 to 18, actually I'm reading the 0 to 17, first 18 records. That is 0 to 17, first 18. And 0 to 8 means 0 to 7 going till first 8 columns. So considering that example, if I have to read this next one, it is starting from 9 there. So it is actually not 9. It starts from 0. It should be 8. From 8 till, and this is 26. So let me show df dot ilog or df dot head of 30 or 40. Now on this 40, what are the cells I've selected over here? This male 67, which is at 9. So you can see here male 67. Male 67. It's hidden over here. So I will tell you later on that part. So it is present at df dot ilog, comma, it is 11 to 13. 11 to 13. What I'm getting? gender and hourly rate. I got the two columns, gender and hourly rate. And the next thing is it is starting from 9 that to 26 as you're saying. So I will say it is starting from 8 to 26. So I have male 67, not even 8. 7. Male 67 till I have female 58, male 83. So female 58 is at next one. So I think it's 27. So this is the way how you can do the male. This is the way how you can do the slicing operation. So look at the indexes that you're looking at. Indexes. So indexes in my Python is actually starting from 0. This is the indexes. So you can see here the male which I'm talking about is at 7th position. The records start from 7th, and over here if I talk about, yeah. So 7 to 24, that is the number of records I need to have in Python. So I write here 7 to 24. 24 should be included, so I've written 25 here. And then 11 to 13. So my indexes start from 0, so I will write here 0 is equal to this plus 1 R. Now you can see here it's 11 to 13, so that 11 and 12 are included. So with respect to this, now you can do the slicing. Can you help me with the last example? This last example over here. Oops. I will first copy this, paste this, copy this, paste this. Can you help me recognize this one? How to read it? What should be the answer of iLock? What is the answer for the iLock? (15 to 17) and wonderful. Great, Chetna. Chetna na ha. And here is the answer. So I hope it is clear. Now can all of you do the eye slicing looking at this type of syntax? Clear enough? Yes or no? Others, are you finding it difficult? Okay, last basic operation for the day is to how to make query. Now query is something called as filtration. What is a filtration? Let's say I would like to put a query that wherever my department is human resource, this is a filtration. How to make a query here? So the syntax is you write here df. Inside the df, you can write the query. And so first query is select where department is human resource. Select where a department is human resource. So I write it df of where the column value is equal to human resource. This column is my department. And if I run it, you can see only human resources selected. How many rows? 63 rows. Is it 63 rows? Cross check from the Excel file. How many records I have, guys? Can you see on the bottom? What is the count? Can you please write yes, why, if it is visible to all of you? The count is 63 on the Excel. Can you see on the bottom? Great. The next thing is, let's say department. So leave the department. I will say wherever my job role is manager and marital status is married and having the employee count. So employee distance, and he is staying away as high as greater than equal to 20 kilometers. I would like to find those managers. These are the managers. So question is, find managers that are married and live at minimum of, what is the filter written here? Minimum of 20 kilometers. Minimum of 20 kilometers they look at. So I am merging 3 queries over here. Whenever you have to merge 3 queries, you make sure you're writing everything in the brackets. All in the brackets. There are 3 queries over here. And it is AND operator. Those who don't know AND, please Google it. I'm using an AND operator, logical AND, to merge both of them, all 3 of them. So first thing is where my job role is manager. So df of job role is equal to manager. Second query, where my df of my marital status is married. Okay, I'm copying and pasting because I never know whether there are spaces. I'm not trimming anything, so that's why I'm directly copying it. If there is any spaces, I will be able to copy the space also. And last, my distance from home is minimum to minimum is 20 kilometers, greater than equal to 20. So what is the mistake I've done here? False, 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 false. Bracket error. Which bracket error is there? Job role. Okay. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is the problem. Thank you. So how many 10 rows? Can we cross verify the 10 rows? All of you agree it's 10? So using these things, you can make a query. You can extract any information possible in the data frame. So I'm not even digging to it. You can actually add something that people who are who is having the maximum distance, you let's say who is living at the maximum distance possible. So I can write it over here. df of df distance from home is equal to df distance from home dot maximum. So maximum is 29 kilometer, and how many records I have for it? 27 rows I have. You can cross check from here. 20 maximum is equal to maximum of the data is 29. So I like to pick up 29 here, and you can see it's 60 27 rows. 27 na? 27 rows. So in these things you will keep on learning. The more you do the analysis, the more you will keep on learning the ways how you can segregate the data, how you can filter the records. Okay, got it everyone? So these are just the basic questions that I have put up today. Tomorrow we are going to have in-depth questions over here, step by step, how we can do the analysis. Please join in time because it is going to take entire 2 hours to complete that thing. 1.5 minimum to 2 hours. Okay, so please touch in time tomorrow early, and then we can start connecting and solve the questions. Kindly go through the chat box, guys. There is some links are available. Please register for the upcoming webinar. On the next weekend we have SQL webinar that is there, so please book your slots for that. The link is available in the chat box. So Karishma, Karishma, you there?
Yes, sir.
Karishma, you can take forward. If there is anything they can ask tomorrow, so you can take forward for the next 5 minutes, tell them the next webinar, and then you can close the call. Okay. Okay, guys, I will connect with you tomorrow. I continue. Chalo. So, guys, you will see tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys, take care. I hope you like the session. So please join tomorrow on time, and then we can continue the EDA part.